My dear all, welcome to the new movie of Amputee Alex and Amputee Alex Talks. You know Amputee Alex? Well, that's anyway me, and that means double above knee and right below elbow. Here is Stumpy. Say hi to Stumpy. Anyway, that's a tattoo that never was finished. So today, about what we're gonna talk about the new ampu-love. Yes, ampu-love is back online. Well, online and not online. The most things are already online. So pictures, free pictures, directorate pictures, information, articles for amputees, devotees, wannabes, my diary. Oh, I forgot. Blog, we call that those days, isn't it? Yeah. And much, much more. So anyway, I'm still in the Philippines, and meanwhile it is 8:52 a.m. in the morning, but I was the whole night working. When you're in the Philippines, you need to realize the internet is not always so good, but at night it is better. Let's have it about devotees, admirers of amputees. 1 on 500, about, you cannot count that really, is an admirer of amputees. That means people that have an attraction to people with stumps, with amputations. Well, maybe you are one too. Anyway, there are many on this world. And I know during the years, 22 years, busy with devotees and wannabes, that I even had conversations through emails with devotees that even would divorce their wife if they could find the perfect amputee. Let me talk now about the group of crazy wannabes. Well, many people in the world call it crazy anyway, but wannabes, apotemnophilia or BIID are all the same words for one meaning. People that want to become an amputee by wish, without medical reason. And there is about 1 on 30,000 people worldwide. Now there are many crazy projects around that, but I think it's only for rich wannabes. In Mexico there is a project, of course not so legally, but anyway it is a project, where you can have an amputation done for only $20,000 for one limb. And then we are in the Philippines, and there, whatever. There you can have an amputation done for $10,000. Also not so legally, but it exists. So my question is, what about the normal wannabe that want to have it done, but don't have the money for it? Well, then there are not so many possibilities. Then you can fake accidents. There are people that use dry ice and use lidocaine, silocaine, even cut off their own body parts. Yes, that all exists, and I know many people in that direction that need to reach it in that sad way. I call it the sad way because it's a little bit crazy to do it. It's a little bit dangerous. Not always, but it can be dangerous. Depend what you really want of. About 20 years ago, there was a case, a project better, in the United Kingdom with a certain Dr. Smith, together with 3 psychologists, psychiatrists, that decided, or you're really a wannabe or not a wannabe. And Dr. Smith from the Falkirk Hospital did help a few wannabes. One of them was Corinne, who lived in the USA. But they told in the documentary that she's not a real wannabe. But anyway, meanwhile, I received already a time ago the very good news that Corinne really is now a woman without legs. And then we had in that documentary, it's anyway on ampu-love, you need to go to ampu-love. Here is the direct link to that documentary anyway. We had also Hans from Germany, and he became an above-knee amputee. But unfortunately, on all beautiful fairy tales comes an end. The project needed to stop. It was even said that the BBC would use the name ampu-love in their documentary, but I've never seen it anyway. The problem is not how to get an amputation done. I don't think that's so difficult if you think a little bit more than necessary. But like even today I was talking to a wannabe, and the person told me this, how to explain to the family. And that is basically the thing. What you gonna tell? I lost my leg somewhere. I lost my arm. Oh, by mistake. I left it behind somewhere. No. So you always need to find an excuse. Not every wannabe is very open-minded and tell the whole world, oh, I was a wannabe and I have what I wanted. Anyway, ampu-love, here is the name there, below me you see there, yeah, from here till there, yeah. There you can go, and we are very open-minded, not only for amputees, but for devotees and wannabes. So many information collected during the years. The first investigations from Dr. G. Money from New York, who did in the 70s the investigations on wannabes and came out with the name apotemnophilia. And so much more. You should need to visit. Yeah, really. Devotees, wannabes, more than welcome. I swear you can find pictures and information about other devotee and wannabe cases and medical investigations, and well, I could go on for hours. Just click here again, yeah, there you go. But wait, first we go on with the movie. Do that after the movie, yeah. Now, a wannabe, they have them in every country. They are everywhere. And age, well, the most find it out when they're 7 years old. Can be female, male, old, young, fat and thin. Yes, so far it goes. The youngest one that ever contacted me was 14 years old. A wannabe from 14 years old. That's already a few years ago. When it comes to the subject, wannabeism, devoteeism, those terms that I use then, well, many people always try to find me, I don't know sometimes how, and then they have always that miraculous question, can you help me? Well, honestly, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon, I do not own an hospital, no, never did, never will. I'm only an amputee Alex. Well, that's basically it. Oh yes, wannabes can go really very far. I heard stories and I know they are true, like a girl a few years ago, that put her leg on the rail from the train, hoped to have her leg off, but she died because some people forget that a train in full speed can suck you with the train, I mean. So, and then you die, and that's not really what a wannabe wants. A wannabe wants to be just an amputee. It's so simple as it is, no? Another interesting point when it comes to wannabes, what I really don't understand is worldwide, basically, the medical world is so open-minded to help transsexuals. Cut off your penis get a vagina, and that is a surgery for many hours. Now, removing a leg or an arm is 30 minutes or 1 hour, and you don't need to take your whole life medication for it. Most transsexuals need to do that. Now, when we compare it, it is both almost the same thing. It's not feeling well in the body that you are born in. So, my question, if you are a surgeon, then I ask you, why you don't help wannabes also? So that they don't need to do stupid things to themselves? That's maybe a good question, but it will take a few years more before people get more open-minded for this. Yeah, for this. Oh yeah, that is a little Stumpy. Little Stumpy, say hi to the camera. What I mostly say to people that don't understand the devotee and wannabe world, well, it is printed on my t-shirt. Let me try to show you. And that is in Portuguese, vai se fuder. And that means, literally translated, fuck off. Now you see it in backward because I don't know how to mess with this camera. Fuck you if you don't understand the wannabe and devotee world. During the many years that I'm in contact with devotees and wannabes, many of them invited me. So I ended up in USA, but even in my own country of birth, I don't live there, but I was invited by a French wannabe who lives in Belgium. That's my country of birth. And I can say that sometimes devotees, wannabes can feel like a family. They become family because I think that is also the only group that really understands you. The only group that really will not call you crazy. Anyway, a wannabe is not crazy, a devotee is not crazy. That's even already in the medical books, already a few years even. I know that the feeling of being a wannabe and you don't have yet what you want is a big frustration. It destroys your life, you cannot function, you only can think about it the whole day about how can I become an amputee and when I will be an amputee. It's a very big suffer that even few wannabes told me during the last months and weeks and years. Many people that told me that and still are suffering because they don't have what they want. Not everyone has so much money to go to Mexico and the Philippines or maybe some other projects. And for sure, not every wannabe will take a sow or lidocaine, silocaine, dry ice or what then ever to do it to themselves. About devotees, admirers of amputees, I can say one thing that's also a kind of suffering. Because the most of them are sitting hours in front of their computers, watching the thousands and hundred thousands of pictures that are available from amputees sets that you can buy, so many sites. I remember when I started with ampu-love, we were only with 7 sites worldwide into that subject. You had Ampix, you had Carol Davis, you had Jama Bennett with Ascot World, you had Tatiana Volkova, and Jama Bennett and Tatiana Volkova even did organizations, meetings better to say, amputees, local amputees and devotees that could go to their meetings and much more. Even, well, to we on ampu-love have some sets. Here is the direct link to the sets if you will be interested. But it is a suffering to be a devotee because you don't want to see only pictures. You want to have that amputee, male, female, whatever you're into. Can be double above knee, left above knee, whatever kind of amputation. Everyone has their own preparations. But you want the real thing, and it's not so easy. You don't see every day on the street an amputee. So where you find them? So that's also not an easy fact to find someone. But I know marriages between Wannabes even, or devotee wannabe, or devotee amputee that exist. I think you just need to have the luck to find someone that fit perfectly with you, that really, how to say, that really is into understanding you as a devotee. It's not always easy to say to an amputee, hello, I am into you because you have a stumpy. So anyway, that's up to you, how you come in contact, closer contact, and try to find an amputee. Back to the subject, Wannabes. You have so many names for it. BIID, the most recent one, already a few years. And then before, thanks to Dr. G. Money from New York, apotemnophilia. Yes. Now, my preparation, anyway, I keep it with the word apotemnophilia or wannabe. Not BIID, because BIID is not only about wannabes that want to be an amputation. It includes many other things near having a stump, many other interests. And that's why I keep it really with the subject, amputation, you're a wannabe. Don't get mad on me, but I call sometimes people wannabes fakers. Well, on the internet you have many fake accounts on Facebook. GW Stumpy with a stump picture. Well, that's anyway not your real name. But anyway, that's not so important because Facebook I prefer to call Fakebook anyway. There are so many fake people online. But fakers, what I mean is I make a difference between wannabes and need-to-bes. I always say to people who are wannabes, put 10 wannabes on a row in front of a surgery room, and I think only 1 or 2 from the 10 will enter the surgery room to have it done. So with other words, many wannabes just have a fantasy about it, and that is true, that is medical proved even, and that is okay. But then we go to another group, then we go to pretenders. And pretenders, if you don't know it, well, I'm going to tell you what that is. That are people that play amputees. Just fold your leg or whatever in your pants and you look as an amputee. It's a kind of game that gives really satisfaction to many wannabes. Let me put that in the category fake people. Recently I got many complaints about people on Facebook. And that because they go on Messenger, they talk to devotees, and then devotees say to the amputee or to the wannabe girl or boy things like, I have an 8-inch penis. Yes. And then, then they would help the amputee and this and that. But then they're going to open a PayPal account, they're going to send money, and then finally they end up blocking the person after hoping to get some free pictures, get everything for free. Well, same happens with me, really. So many people that contact me, oh Alex, you're so beautiful. Can I see your naked pictures? One of the nicest experiences I had with Wannabes is when I lived in USA. A friend was a wannabe, had one toe amputation. Then another friend who was an above knee and had no fingers. And some people know him. He died a few years ago. He helped many wannabes with little home surgeries, and even better done than in hospital sometimes. And then another wannabe. So we were sitting there, 4 of us, eating a pizza and talking about the subject amputamnophiles. There we are, eating a pizza, just everything normal, because it is normal. Some wannabes do it themselves, and I know a few, let me say a lot. I remember years ago, a French wannabe friend, even a doctor, found a solution to get a left below the knee amputation. And that solution was injecting lidocaine, silocaine, going to the woods, deep inside the mountains in the south of France. And he rented a motorcycle, took the hammered on the motorcycle, so he could say in the hospital, I felt on the ground. So the motorcycle was damaged, that is a proof you can use. And also his leg, well, was totally damaged, because after the injection, and well, he didn't felt anything, I guess, but he took the hammer and hammer on it so that they could not save his leg anymore. So after that he called me and he told me, Alex, I finally reached my goal. Honestly, I'm always happy when I hear that news from wannabes. I reached my goal, because no one need to suffer with such a bad feeling about, well, I want my leg up and I don't have a life, and whoo. Even in my book Amputation on Request, it is still available. It's here in the shop of ampu-love, but you find it also at Lulu, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and some more things. I describe a lot about the meetings I had with devotees and wannabes. The experience of 22 years now, ampu-love, and so many people that contacted me. And it's really surprising how many people there are in the world. When people started to contact me, I could not believe how many. In the beginning, about 20 years ago for sure, I had like 100 emails from devotees and wannabes that contacted me. Anyway, so many that I could not even answer all the emails. And well, that shows me that there are many of those people. Well, I never honestly met someone on the street that really say, oh, I know you, I've seen you, you are Amputee Alex. Well, things change. Last year I was in the area of Manila, and there was a guy, a Philippine guy, that stopped his car and told, oh, I know you. Yes, so it always can happen, you know. So there are some people that sometimes recognize you, or better even devotees. If 1 on 500 people are devotees, I sometimes have the feeling when I go out, for sure to a shopping center, that there are people that stay watching you, and then I think 1 on 500 devotees, there are maybe 3,000 people in the shopping center, so that means 6 devotees have seen me. Maybe people that even don't know that there are other devotees or wannabes. If people want to meet me to talk about those subjects. Well, you always can meet me, not so much right now. I'm also a little bit stuck in the Philippines while I want to go home back to Portugal, where I officially live. But anyway, on ampu-love, again ampu-love, yeah, sorry, I put all on one side. Go to this address, contact us, and there you find information where you can meet me. There are many times that people contact me and that they really tell me or write that they are really jealous of me, that they want to be like me. One arm, no legs, or whatever. Even sometimes I hear from Wannabes, I wish I could exchange with you. Now anyway, I find that sad in one way because they don't have what they want. And yes, I have it here, all those parts or no more parts. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. I will try to keep more in contact. And have a good day where you are, devotees, wannabes. Stay safe and please never give up your dream when you are a wannabe. I sometimes think, and I'm pretty sure about it, if you really want something, you get it, soon or later. If you give up, then no, then of course not. So, and devotees the same, there are amputees somewhere for you, I know that. There are many amputees in some countries, like here in the Philippines and in Africa, but the sad thing is, of course, that many of them are shy to come out, because not all governments, not all countries give many possibilities or wheelchair accessibility. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time in the next episode. And greetings from me and Stumpy. See you later, alligator.